What you are seeing right here is one of the scariest drops in the United States of America. This is X2. It's one of the most intense experiences you can legally pay for ever. And I'm going to dive in on why it might just be the scariest piece of hunk of junk I've ever ridden in my entire life.
Wheels 45. He's the best coaster tour of mine. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Alright, guys. There are a lot of roller coasters in the world. Some are smooth, and, some are tall. But there's X2. A ride so psychotic and so chaotic that it honestly feels like it was designed to break every bone in someone's body. Now, this isn't just a roller coaster. It's aerodynamics' crazy physics experiment that went rogue and put him in bankruptcy. The seats spin, the track dives, there's fire, there's music. Everything on X2 is just not honestly supposed to be on a ride. I mean, of course, the music enhances the fire, honestly could be a theme, but realistically, this thing was way ahead of its time. The magic lies in something called a rack and pioneer gear system. Now, if you've ever seen a steering system or a garage door opener, you've seen this concept at work. Basically, you've got a straight piece with teeth on it. That's the rack. And a circular gear that moves along it. That's the pioneer. Now, X2 has 2 extra rails running alongside the main track. These are not for the wheels. These rails are designed to bend slightly up and down as the train moves, pushing and pulling on the rack system attached to your seat. So, as the train goes through the dips and turns, those side rails shift, and that movement gets translated into the seat's rotation via the rack and pioneer. The result? A full 360-degree spin, forward or backwards, right on cue. You're not spinning because of this momentum. You're spinning because some mad genius, in this case Alan Tilke, bent a rail to make you flip at the exact second. So like I said, it's pretty ahead of its time. The ride originally opened in 2002 as just X, and at the time it was the first coaster of its kind in the world. It had all the same concepts, spinning seats, 4th dimension layout, same basic track, but here's the catch. It was really underdeveloped and wasn't ready, and aerodynamics pumped funds upon funds into this thing. Now, 2008 came around, and it reopened as X2 with better trains, smoother track, new paint, onboard audio, flame effects, and the same bat-crazy seat-flipping mechanism thing. Finally perfected, right? And that's why X2 isn't technically a new ride, but it's a rebirth of something, like almost a refurbishment of a house. A rare case where a coaster failed, got reworked, and I guess came back stronger than ever. Now we see here, X2, run up the 175-foot lift hill, but actually drops 215 feet towards the ground. This beast spins you over directly as you look oh my god, straight towards the ground. Your back press. You feel so many G's as you go over the Raven turbines. You just almost stall in this Raven turn. Coming down, you hit like what is a parabolic airtime hill almost in a sense, but you do a backflip, which is even cooler. Now as you fling around the old turnaround, which is really slow, kind of kills the ride to a certain extent. You kind of get your bearings once more and head into this 0G roll type kind of like style turn, but the seats rather rotate than just the train. Then you end up on your back and go through one of the final elements, the most forceful part of the ride, another Raven turn, straight into the brake run. Short, definitely not sweet. That's something. Let's break this down. Right here at the start, you see your seat immediately face towards the ground twisting over to stare directly at the concrete below, and then quickly abruptly switching as your back lands directly on that uprise into that beautiful Raven turn that gives you almost a sense of stall. You kind of feel your body as the chair shakes, just look directly at this ground 200 feet above. It's like one of the scariest feelings ever. Next, like I said, you go into this almost airtime-like hill, but instead your seats rotate and do a 360-degree backflip as you navigate through this element. This one is utterly wild, especially at high speeds. After ripping through this, you then kind of enter this almost turnaround aspect, a very slow, graceful kind of view of the park and the road, but it's honestly kind of a killer moment. Out of all the headbanging and the intensity, this kind of really sets it off. You kind of feel the chairs shake, and your body almost feel like it's off the rails, but the coaster itself isn't really pushing anything else on your body, so it's really just kind of a boring experience, and rough, and not fun. Near the end of the layout, you experience this almost zero-G roll-like element where the train flips over and the seats itself spin in another motion-like backflip. But it's weird as the turn is at 90 degrees and then the seats rotate in doing that backflip. As it kind of primes you, it sets it up for the final and pretty gnarly element. There it is. The last dive. A Raven dive straight into a upwards kind of turnaround, same as a zero-G roll kind of sense, but this time like inverted. Throwing you, not rotating on the seat, but throwing you into the brake run. That Raven dive is held to be one of the most intense things ever created on a ride. Let me tell you, with X2's roughness and the combination of its sheer intensity, that Raven dive turn thing is just diabolical. Well, there you have it. For me, this is the most intense coaster in the United States I've ever ridden, and probably the most intense in California, one hands down. Now, this ride is a deserved of the top 50. It is. But it's just hard to comprehend how such a beast of steel can be put in a park and somehow still be operating to this day. And that's kind of the butt of it. A lot of faults on this ride has plagued it, especially in its time. The 35th ranked coaster in the world still could be probably better if the operations of the fire and the music were more accessible to every rider. It seems like it's hit or miss, 50-50 every time. But I can't wait to get another ride on this 2025 and really feel the sheer experience I didn't feel. I was in the second row and the first row. I really want to feel the back. I heard it's even worse. But I'll definitely bring my Tylenol. But this right here is the scariest coaster in the world. And trust me, I would not ride this in a million frickin' foodlcaking years if I didn't like coasters. Am I right? Signing out. Pause. I just want to thank these people for letting me use some footage and really making this video come true. Thank you guys so much.